Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're going on a journey far, far away from everything we know. For decades, NASA has launched missions that have inspired billions of people around the globe. But among all those incredible achievements, a select few really stand out. Not because they were highly classified or kept in the shadows, but because the discoveries they made raised some incredibly profound questions. Questions that scientists are literally still desperately trying to answer today. We're looking at a mission that fundamentally changed how we see the universe forever. It's a story wrapped in the dark, emotional, and unending expanse of deep space.
So what if NASA's most mysterious mission wasn't actually about the moon? I want you to take a second and really think about that. When we picture the absolute pinnacle of space exploration, our minds almost immediately jump to the Apollo missions, right? Human footprints in the lunar dust, the triumphant return to Earth. But what if the ultimate mission wasn't about our closest celestial neighbor at all? What if it was about discovering something entirely different, something infinitely further away? Part 1. The Great Space Race. Back in the 1960s, the US and the Soviet Union were locked in, honestly, the greatest space race in human history. And this wasn't just about science. Every single launch was this high-stakes battle for political and scientific supremacy, with the entire world just watching the skies. Then, in 1969, we get that monumental achievement. Humans actually landed on the moon. But, NASA didn't just pack up and call it a day after planting that flag. Instead, their ambition shifted drastically. Scientists wanted to travel farther than anyone had ever dared to imagine. Their massive new goal was to explore the outer planets of our solar system and figure out exactly what lay beyond them. And that relentless drive? Well, that brings us to 1977 and the launch of Voyager 1.
Part 2. A message from Earth.
Now, at first glance, Voyager 1 might look like just another piece of hardware, just a robotic spacecraft shooting off into the void. But it was actually an emissary. Attached right to its side was the golden record. This wasn't some piece of scientific equipment, guys. It was a literal message from Earth. It's packed with curated music, spoken greetings in dozens of different languages, and even the ambient sounds of nature from our home planet. NASA intentionally designed this with a really profound hope, that if an intelligent civilization ever stumbled upon Voyager out there in the dark, they'd know that humanity once existed. It was essentially a time capsule of our species, our greatest hits, if you will, hurled straight into the unforgiving cosmos.
Section 3. Rewriting the solar system.
Voyager 1 accomplished the completely unimaginable before it even left our own cosmic neighborhood. As it flew past Jupiter, it captured these absolutely breathtaking images of the gas giant's massive storms just swirling in this chaotic beauty. Then, it spotted active volcanoes on Jupiter's moon Io. That was an absolute shock to the scientific community. They were literally watching plumes of sulfur erupting into the void. Pushing onward to Saturn, Voyager revealed these incredible, unprecedented details about the complex, icy structure of its glowing rings. And then, it pulled back the curtain on the totally mysterious atmosphere of Saturn's moon Titan. Every single one of these discoveries fundamentally changed what we believed about our solar system. Scientists literally had to rewrite the textbooks based on what this one single machine observed.
Part 4. Beyond the protective bubble.
Despite all those mind-bending discoveries, Voyager's greatest journey had really only just begun. As it pushed farther and farther away from the warmth of the sun, the years out there in the freezing cold eventually turned into decades. And then came 2012. Now, 2012 is a critical year in human history. In that year, Voyager 1 reached a place no human-made object had ever reached before. It officially crossed a cosmic threshold that changed its mission forever.
Crossing that threshold meant one absolutely monumental thing. Voyager 1 entered interstellar space. It became the very first spacecraft in history to leave the protective bubble created by our sun. Just take a moment to let the sheer scale of that achievement really sink in. The heliosphere, that massive shield of solar wind that actually protects our planets, was finally behind it. Now it's out there, in the raw, incredibly mysterious expanse between the stars. It is completely untethered from the forces that bathe our local planets. It is truly, profoundly alone out there in the deep.
Section 5. The endless darkness ahead.
15 billion. Even today, as we're speaking, Voyager 1 is more than 15 billion miles away from Earth. That is a staggering, almost incomprehensible distance. Just picture a fragile human-made spacecraft quietly drifting out there against the massive, overwhelming, and totally silent scale of the universe. To imagine it out there right now, pushing through the pitch black, is honestly deeply humbling.
And because it's sitting 15 billion miles away, the communication delay is pretty profound. Believe it or not, despite being launched way back in the 1970s, Voyager 1 actually continues to send radio signals back to us. But because of the sheer vastness of space, those faint signals take more than 22 hours just to reach the scientists listening carefully here on Earth. Just imagine that for a second. You ask a question or you wait for a data ping, and it takes nearly a full day for a light-speed communication to bridge that enormous gap between us and our distant emissary.
Which really brings us to the ongoing relevance of this incredible mission. Every single piece of data we get helps us understand the mysterious space between the stars. Scientists are still actively listening because Voyager 1 isn't just some piece of museum history, it's an active scout out there in completely uncharted territory. It's a constant reminder that no matter how much we think we've learned about the universe, there's always more waiting to be discovered, just beyond our reach, hiding in the shadows. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this thought. Voyager 1 may be the farthest object humanity has ever created, but perhaps its greatest discovery is reminding us how much of the universe still remains unknown. It's not just a secret mission, it's a living testament to human curiosity. And perhaps the greatest mystery isn't even what Voyager has already found, it's what still lies ahead in the endless darkness of interstellar space. If a machine built in the 1970s can teach us this much about the cosmos, what in the world are we going to find when we finally follow in its footsteps? Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.